Marty Becker said, "Watching fish, like listening to music, can distract you in a very good way." So many of my friends are attracted to both playing and listening to music, as well as outdoor pursuits, because they both provide a release from the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. Whether you're playing an instrument or casting a fly rod for a rising trout, there's no way that other thoughts can creep into your mind. Those moments of being hyper-focused on the task at hand are the times we are most alive and connected to the world around us.
Before we get too much further, I want to thank our hosts, Austin and Janie Musselman, for not only sponsoring the show, but for thinking up the whole idea. Give us a call. Thank you guys so much. Very grateful. Thank you guys so much.
Morning. On this particular outing, I was fortunate to be joined by my good friend Woody Platt and several other friends of ours that share the same passions. Not only is Woody a very accomplished and Grammy Award-winning musician, one of his other main passions in life is fly fishing. He loves to fly fish for trout, bass, or basically any other fish he can get a fly in front of. When he's not touring or playing music, he spends his time in his home waters in North Carolina, guiding as a fly fishing guide on his home rivers near Brevard County.
You know, I was on a Boy Scout trip in the Boundary Waters in Canada, and we were smallmouth fishing, mainly fishing spinning tackle. And got below this waterfall one afternoon, and my dad had like a conversion rod that you can flip the reel butt around and put a fly reel on, and just started throwing popping bugs for smallies at this little waterfall. And the minute I picked it up, first of all, it felt fairly natural, you know, and then just I never wanted to use anything else. Obviously, you know, you kind of learn on brim and bass with popping bugs. Yeah. And then when I was in middle school, my mom used to take me up to the Davison River, which is our sort of Blue Ribbon stream in Brevard. And there's a lot of times she just dropped me off, you know, and picked me back up. But one of the early times I was walking down to this spot that I still fish today called Horse Cove. And this old guy was coming out. And I had like, you know, half a dozen flies, didn't know what they were. Probably too short of a leader, and he just told me to put my hands out and just filled my hands with what he caught his fish on, flies. And it was like blueing olives and little Cahills and small little dry flies, and I just thought that was pretty incredible. So that was sort of like when it changed from just use whatever you can find at the store to starting to think about the bugs. And
like there's the right bugs.
There's the right bugs, and there's the right size of bugs.
Yeah.
And to have somebody sort of do that for you. And that's why I think I probably ended up eventually becoming a wade fishing guide around that area, because sharing that experience, you know, it was shared with me, and then I try to share it with other people.
Well, you're dang good at it. You're a dang good guitarist and singer.
Well, I'm just honored to be on this one, and I didn't realize how good you were at it.
Well, I've been lucky to go with some great people, and kind of like you, I just taught myself. I didn't have anybody to teach me.
We have kind of a similar relationship to it, right?
Yep.
You guided, and
yep.
And now you love to share it with other people.
Oh yeah, and it brings people together. I mean, that's why you're here. Like you're playing that gig at the farm, and we started talking about fly fishing, and we had that connection, and
totally.
Here we are. We talked about it. We made it happen.
It's nice to follow through on something, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of hot air in the world.
Oh yeah, plan comes together.
It does.
Nice.
I have fished Wyoming, but not this part of Wyoming.
Really?
I've fished up around Yellowstone and the Montana border, but never this. I've never fished a canyon like this either. It's gorgeous.
Beautiful.
What would the Grand Slam be on here?
Probably
Any whitefish or any stuff like that?
very few whitefish.
Yeah.
And then if we do catch a whitefish, it'll also be 20 inches.
Wow.
I think in the 5 years I've been in the canyon, maybe landed 3 whitefish.
But big.
But they're big.
Yeah.
Fly fishing for trout started many years ago in Europe, but no one can question it has flourished the most on the scenic waters of the American West. Whether you're casting a small rod to a high mountain brook trout, or as we are here floating a larger river for trophy-sized trout, the pleasures are similar.
Didn't give a damn if it was wrong. Folks around here, they like to talk, they love to think the road they walk's the only way. With no control. The man is a liar who says that he sees anything beyond this day. The bullet in the fire is laughing at the choices and the plans we made. It will give and it will take, wreck your heart, but it cannot touch your mind. I always pictured growing old, and all the ones that he proved right wrong, and all the times that he'd been strong, and somehow he outlived them all. When I ask him for the reason why he longs for the next season, why he's holding on, he told me, son, the man is a liar who says that he sees anything beyond this day.
Oh yeah. How many people are on the river
The
right
bullet in the fire
somewhere,
is
like,
laughing
going
at the choices and the plans we made. It will give and it will take, break your heart,
Round 10.
but it cannot touch your mind. How it shines,
Beautiful fish.
and the rest just fades over time.
Big old boat.
Wow. God, that's a beauty.
I always say the eastern U.S. is pretty, but the American West is scenic. The scale of the mountains and canyons are beyond comprehension. One cannot help but wonder how time and water has shaped this landscape. As the fishing concludes, we all regroup to tell tales of the day's adventures, but also to take turns singing sounds and playing melodies with the river as a chorus.
Train coming
It is not who you know in life that's important, but how you know them. Moments like these create memories to cherish forever.